Fair Game Radio. Shoutcast, music show, lemon party.
What?
So anyway, welcome back, gamers. My name is Triumphant Man. Joining me in the studio is Razor and guest caster Spot the Aussie, and we're back with the Cyber Gamer Open Ladder Grand Finals between For Gondor and Troll is Gonna Troll. And this is the second match, of course. For Gondor taking control of the first match, and just really it could have been anybody's match early game, but however, once they managed to get that portal key on Bubbles, got Pharaoh working effectively, got that shrunken on Malik, and it was just too much. The amount of sharp and sudden initiation they could put out was too much for Trollers to handle, and they just got rolled up and taken down in the end there. But some bans coming out here. Hellbringer getting banned this time around first up. Demented Shaman getting banned this time. Andromeda being banned again. So we've got two of the same bans straight up. But I'm going to throw over here to Spot. You got anything you want to add on this match? Anything you know about these teams that you want to throw in?
About these teams, as you probably would have pointed out, first match, Big Four Gondor loves the pushing lineups, loves getting in early, getting to level 6, and then moving around the map as a team. As for the Trollers Gonna Troll, they are very vibrant with their substitutes. You will never play the same 5 guys round to round because they're always subbing in and out of people, which I think Hebanaki just replaced one of their former players from Game 1, if that's not right.
Yeah, there was a third guy on a Troller's account. I seriously, I cannot tell the difference between them, but they got eyes in there or something. But yeah. Hibinaki is replacing a Trollers, so keep going.
Yeah, that's pretty much the wrap up. I was a bit disappointed. I had to miss the first match myself. Had university, but I remembered that the game was on, so I whistled for a cab. When it came near, the license plate said fresh and a dice in the mirror. If anything, I knew that this cab was red, but I thought, no, forget it. You're home to Hellborn. Anyway, back on topic here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got both teams coming out with the extra picks. We've got Slither Band, big old Slither on the solo. Dr. Repulsor, Thunderbringer, nothing new there. What about you, Razor? What's your input at the moment, Chief?
I'm too busy at your Fresh Prince reference. That was awesome. Are you drunk?
Are you drunk?
Oh no. Yeah, really good normal bands. We have Chibba Band as well. Obviously, what the fuck? Someone got Barbecue not wanting Top Benefit to play him once again, and we have Bubbles Band this time. So a bit of a few open heroes as last time. You still have Pharaoh open, but we do have Tremble, a Silhouette, who I'm pretty sure banned last game, who aren't unbanned, who are unbanned this game. Oh, I can't talk. I think I might be drunk as well. They're waiting on the board still, so just waiting on this first pick from For Gondor at the moment. Yeah, not too sure what he's going to go for, what he'll pick. But we do have Pharaoh first picked. I'm pretty sure Triumph was Fu who played him last match, and he played him fairly well.
He did. Fu was definitely an instrumental player on the For Gondor's lineup, using that Pharaoh quite nicely. And this time, Bubbles getting banned, like you mentioned. Bubbles had a rough start. Definitely came out second best to the Hag in the bottom lane. However, he did really, once he managed to get that port key, he really delivered for Gondor. They just got in there, got some good ults down, got some good silences in there, and really just tore apart the Trollers lineup, which really made it quite difficult for them to handle anything. But definitely, even despite the rough start, definitely came forward and stepped up to be an instrumental hero on their team. This time, though, we do get Puppet Master picked up by Trollers Gonna Troll, and again, they also select Myrmidon, so it looks like we're going to see the range carry tri-lane again. Although this time we will have Puppet Master, who was banned last match, but it looks like they weren't so worried about him this time around. And I'm honestly hoping to see Silhouette in action, although I'm not dead sure if we'll see her. But I would like to see what these guys can do with her. As, yeah, it looks like I'm thinking we might be seeing Behemoth. He is unbanned? Yes, he is unbanned. So we might be seeing Behemoth in that lineup, or we might be seeing another Power Stunner, maybe something like a Hammerstorm instead. It really depends how these guys want to go with it. But now waiting for Gondor to pick up their next heroes. And I should mention again, Dr. Repulsor getting banned. I don't know, who banned Dr. Repulsor this time? It was Barbecue again banning Dr. Repulsor, so I'm guessing they just don't like him that much as a hero, just worried about him getting out of control a little bit. I suppose it would be quite irritating for the lineup, of course, using something like Pharaoh to try and gank. It is quite irritating, but this time they do get their hands on Torturer again. Now, For Gondor do like this solo Torturer into sort of a semi-carry position, although I think they might have tried him once. However, they also pick up Pyromancer. Now, Pyromancer is not a hero that we see very often in the competitive scene, just because he kind of wants levels kind of badly, and if you're playing a support role in a tri-lane, there are just better stunners that you can pick up. so we don't see him all that often. However, Behemoth gets selected for Troller's Gonna Troll, so it looks like we've already got a fairly obvious trial line just forming there. And whether or not, depends whether or not they think they can outcarry the enemy team, but I'm definitely wondering how Forgotten are going to play this, whether we're going to see the push lineup, whether they're going to have Torture or Solo, or they're going to run a trial. Although, actually, I think one of the times we saw, we did see them try and jungle with a Ophelia while they had the Torture Solo in another lane. But I'm just going to throw over you, Ozzy. You want to make anything of these picks so far?
Yeah, I don't see Pyromancer that much picked. I was surprised they didn't go for their usual Magnus pickup. He's not banned, and they usually play him in pub scrims, endgames, contested as usual. They've picked up Voodoo instead of Flint as the range carry because the metagame these days is requiring range carries than anything else. There's nothing really too surprising there. I mean, they love Torture, and I love Torture in a solo, but a lot of people don't know how to play him properly yet. And Soul Sealer is the final pickup for Trollers.
I'm just not too sure. They've got Torture, they can run him as a solo, but we've got Flint Beastwood, going to be in the trial, and I'm guessing, but his support is obviously going to be Voodoo Jester, and really, your secondary support is either going to be Pyromancer or Torture, and really, I think if you want a support hero, there are better options as far as things go. Just be like pure support. You've got we still got other supports like Glacius on the board. Still got Glacius on the board. So definitely, I think that would have been a bit more of a normal pickup. Or they could have picked up a melee stunner or something like Magnus. Like you said, Magnus of course quite popular amongst them. But I'm going to throw over to Razor here. Looking at these lineups, which one do you favour here?
Oh, it's a really tough choice, but I'm going to go with Troller's got to troll this game. I mean, I know Forgotten are quite dominating, but I just love Puppet Master, and with the Behemoth and Myrmidon, it can be played so dominatingly well, and I'm pretty sure it was it was last week when I versed them in the semi-finals. They used this exact same strat, and they play it very well. I mean, obviously we played against it terribly, but I mean, Myrmidon, Behemoth, all he has to do is to set up a Fisher stun, which sort of half and half blocks off one person. Myrmidon has an easy stun, and then Puppet Master uses his Puppet Show skill, getting the easy kills. So it's really it's just so powerful, and that's probably the only reason that I'm going for it. And it does look like actually there's just on the lanes now, whether the trial is going top or bottom. It does look like I'm not too sure where Behemoth's going. It does look like we're going to have tri-lane versus tri-lane. It looks like it's going to be Flint, Voodoo, and Pyromancer in the tri-lane for the Legion, going top, taking on Myrmidon, Puppet Master, and Behemoth. So I mean, out of those two, really, I can see the Legion tri-lane getting dominated. But those range stuns from Voodoo Jester and Pyromancer might be able to help them live. But I don't know, Triumph. What about you? What would you say between these two tri-lanes? Who would come out on top?
Well, I'm thinking Hospitaller might be opting to go in the offensive, but maybe this is why they picked Pyromancer. They're hoping with her added nuke firepower, they can take people down more reliably with Cursed Ground. But that's really the only sense I can make out of it. But I'm going to throw over to Spot again. Spot, these lineups, which one do you like?
At the moment, I'm liking the Hellborn, and I think the game is going to go into the late game phase with a 50-minute concede by Legion. I think the option to go 3 people in the tri-lane range doesn't necessarily work all the time, but it'll be good to see how it comes up against a Behemoth. But I guess only time will tell, big fella. What about yourself? Your own prediction?
I think the Legion kind of have an advantage with this range. You see, look, the problem is, like we had last time, as we see Behemoth almost getting taken out, getting forced to pot, using that Fisher just to cover his escape there. But see, I think the problem that Puppet's going to run into, because Myrmidon, although while he's a good stunner and everything, they are going to have trouble with the harassing, because like you said, they picked up 3 good long-range heroes, and they are going to do a lot of damage here with the harassing. And Puppet Master is going to have trouble, trying to keep up with that, as well as just, keeping up with his own denying and creeps, or, killing the creep on his own as well. So I think they might have a bit of a rough time in that retrospect. If they had something, if they replaced Myrmidon with maybe something just a bit more range on it, just to help out, I think they probably wouldn't be doing so bad. But we just saw like Behemoth get caught out a few seconds ago and nearly died just from just a couple of stuns, and auto takes alone. And it's down in the mid lane. Soul Stealer getting cleaned up. That Barbecue proving too strong with this Torturer. Now, a lot of people are calling. I have actually seen Torturer, called a bit of a sleeper pick lately, as his stun has been. Well, his stun has just been getting a little bit better just with the cast times and stuff. So I don't know. He seems to be getting a little bit more popular as a solo. Like you said, it's more down to people not really knowing how to play him more than anything. So we just get a whole mess of pings here. Yeah, sorry, go Aussie.
No, definitely. I think in an earlier cast, we're just talking. Bedford comes out with a kill on Tort using those hands and range. As I was saying a couple of casts ago with you, Torturer happens to be the second least most played in the whole game. So even in pubs, have a bit of action at top. Flint's getting targeted. He's got a bit of stuns. They can't follow up with it, and Voodoo gets a stun off with Pyro. It's at a standstill at the moment. Puppet's gone the wrong way. He's going to get cornered here. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to get followed up by the Voodoo. He's cutting through the trees here. Will he be able to get away? He's got the pots going off. Myrmidon's trying to cut through. He's able to fire away. With the carp to give him a bit of a leeway to get out of there. Behemoth comes in and cuts off the routes. Here we go. Big Trollers on.
Very nice turnaround there. They do take out Voodoo, so Behemoth's going to go down as well. They're probably going to clean up Puppet now because Myrmidon is getting chased off by Wave of Creep. He can't provide any more support. Puppet just trying to hide for all he's worth. Maybe they're going to think he's... Oh! I think he might have snuck through with the pathing there, possibly. I just saw him sort of wiggle his way through, and this is definitely quite an interesting turn of events. Full Gondor have no idea where Puppet's gone. Looks like... No, there we go. They've seen him, so it looks like he can get through there. And... Oh, that was unfortunate. If he just pressed up a little bit harder earlier, he would have got away. So definitely, that is a rather mostly unexplored Duke spot. I haven't really seen much use of it ever, but we do see some use of it. And unfortunately, he could have got out there. So, yeah, just getting stuck, just needed to wiggle around a little bit more and he would have got out. But definitely some crazy action happening there. But it looks like Behemoth is warding up this ancient camp here. Oh, I thought he might be rolling mid for a gank, but it looks like he's just going to camp this rune here. Just for Soul Stealer. He has got his bottle. He's going to come up and pick up this illusion rune now. From top. Torturer trying to race him here. He might be able to catch out Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer throwing out the Demon 10, dodging the chain stun. Nice work. And now Torturer has to run for his life here. Going to have to concede that rune after taking a ton of damage. Behemoth, nothing but a ward on him at the moment, so he is quite naked indeed. In fact, did he have any starting items? Did he buy everything to support, or did he just have a health bottom there? I'm not sure. But it looks like we might be seeing some...
I have no idea.
Slab calls out he had no items pretty much, but it looks like the fish are coming out on Flint Beastwood. They're going to have to back off here because Puppet Master isn't close enough to help. Myrmidon getting caught by the Dragonfire and now getting stunned by Cocktail. Now taking a ton of damage, getting hit by Bad Mojo. Going to go down. Flint Beastwood getting caught by the Weedfield, but not enough damage coming out of him to really worry him. Well, now he gets hit by the Puppet Show, hitting Voodoo Jester in the backside here. Now Behemoth again getting hit by that Dragonfire. Not enough mana though to follow up with a wave at all, so just going to get away now. As definitely looks like the range on Full Combat is just causing some problems here. Just Pyromancer just Voodoo just is setting up these kills, but it looks like he is opting to go for Mojo and Cocktail, so he's not going with Cursed Ground this time around. Let's just take a look at the bottom lane for a second. Hag and Pharaoh are level 6. Both of them. Just looking at the creep scores at the moment, Hag is sitting on how much she wants. She's 16-7, and Pharaoh is 19-3, so relatively even. Nothing too different there. It's Behemoth now, just trying to take Hellbomb, just trying to take control of this jungle area up here. Just doing a bit of pulling, just trying to clear out these creep waves. Although actually, as I say that, they're not. They're just going to use that to help Puppet Master farm a little bit. But in the mid lane, Soul Stealer in a little bit of strife here, although I think I'm pretty sure they spotted him up. Yeah, they did. They've got the ward there, so he should know they're there. He should know better than to poke his head out, so he's just going to stay undercover there at the tower. Although might be getting a little bit greedy and frustrated, I'm not sure. He's just pushing up a little bit here. As Pharaoh has opted to go back to base, as I just noticed. But now, this is a problem for him. Gets hit by that Acid Cocktail, now getting hit by the Dragonfire. Gets stunned again, now Torturer, chain stunning, so here we go. Got too frustrated, too greedy, and got taken out because of it. That is unfortunate for him. So definitely, they might want to put a ward up here at the Obelisk because that probably is going to happen a few times. These guys are going to get fairly active, going to start roaming, start setting up kills. And of course, it looks like Pharaoh is rolling up bottom here. He has also picked up a bottle. Also looking for that 6-minute rune, possibly. Just harassing Hag a little bit. In the top lane, Wheatfield not managing to do much a whole lot there. The Acid Cocktail stunning both Puppet Master and Behemoth repeatedly. And the Legion trying just back up here, but just looking at the golden experience gap, it is 700 gold in favour of Forgondor, but 133 experience in favour of Trollus. So definitely a fairly even match so far. It is 5-2 on the kill board, but really that's not telling us a whole lot at the moment. Just looking at the GPMs, Puppet Master. Where are you, Puppet Master? He is on 224 GPM. Flint is on 240, so relatively even. Pharaoh has come top, so they're trying to set up some action here at top. Pharaoh ults in. Here we go. Isolating Puppet Master. Puppet Master in a lot of trouble. Gets hit by the flare. Wheatfield trying to save him. Dragonfire stunning him though, and definitely not enough to save him. Voodoo Jester also getting hit by that Magikarp as well as stunning Myrmidon. But good play by Pharaoh there. This time JJ on Pharaoh. So definitely Pharaoh manning up, doing some damage here. But I'm going to throw it over to Razor. Razor, you got your 20 cents you want to chuck in here?
Yeah, Forgondor are just all over this map at the moment. They're really getting really active with their ganking, you know. And it's allowing, well actually it's not really allowing, it is giving Hag time to free farm, but I mean, when you're taking out the carries like Puppet Master and Soul Stealer, it doesn't really matter, you know. So they're doing a really good job of that, trying to keep Soul Stealer down as well. I mean, it's 8 minutes in, he's only got his bottle and boots on the Soul Stealer, so they're doing a really good job controlling him and his farm. Meanwhile, in the top lane, you know, Flint's already got his steam boots compared to Puppet Master, who is close to finishing it. Hasn't finished it quite yet. So Flint is ahead in that respect. So I mean, he has got 2 kills. Puppet has died twice, so you can tell he isn't doing as good as he'd want to be. Meanwhile, this mid lane looks like Hag actually has got an invis room, jumping on Torchro with a nice hand from Soul Stealer, cleaning him up there. So Hag doing a bit of ganking herself there with an invis room, doing that quite well. Taking out Torture, so just giving that room for a Soul Stealer to start getting his farm back, try and get those souls back, and hopefully get it up. Meanwhile, top lane, so the defense does come out. The tower is on very low health. A complete mistime. Myrmidon and Puppet Master hit the tower a second before the catapult did. And the ballista actually taking it out, and it looks like as it did, Flint and Pyro are going to sneak around along with Voodoo Jester, going to try and set something up here with Pharaoh also coming up here. He has got his ulti. He only has that enough for his ulti, and it does look like Voodoo is going to bait maybe, and it does look like it's going to happen. He is getting cut off though. It looks like Voodoo might go down. He does manage to stun the Behemoth, but all crap is going loose. It looks like Behemoth has actually been cut off very badly. He is in a lot of trouble. He's just hiding here. It looks like Pharaoh has found him. So he's just going to beat on this Pharaoh, try and get a little bit of damage on him. It doesn't even hurt him. It doesn't even take off 40 health, and Flint gets a 3rd kill. Some really good work there for Forgondor, and it looks like we might be eating our words here, Spot. You know, I mean, we did say that Forgondor would be in a bit of trouble, but it seems they're coming on really strong.
I think a lot of teams have got to learn to play their own game. When you verse against a team like Forgondor and they're really fast-paced and moving around the map, the opposition's team has this way of mirroring them and trying to do their game and trying to play this fast-paced move around to what they're trying to do, and it just doesn't work for some teams in their lineup. So if they haven't played much of that before, then there's really no point. They've got to try and counter those attacks rather than try and do it themselves. In the middle, when we saw Soul Stealer get ganked because he was being impatient when he knew Pyro and Voodoo were inbound just above him. I mean, that's a bit silly. These things are easily fixed once you look at the bigger picture. I mean, in game it's a different story, but I think a lot of these teams could get a heads up on Forgondor if they just learn to play their own game as they have been throughout the tournament.
Well, Forgondor have said to me that when they play a pushing lineup, it's like one of the weaknesses, like one of the problems they have is when the enemy team says, "Okay, screw you," doesn't really worry about it too much and just turtles up and just commits to farming really hard. And because they do have the better late game heroes, we just see this action in the mid erupt. Pharaoh landing a great ult once again, trapping Puppet Master and Soul Stealer, both of them going down. They do lose Pyromancer. Pharaoh also getting wiped out here, and now Torture getting stuck in here, getting hit by that Wheatfield. Hag, I think, just managed to blink out just in time there, and Myrmidon and Hag just leaving there. Voodoo just now having to run away, although he is going to stun Hag here. Now the magic card comes out, not managing to knock him down though. Hag's still taking a bit of damage. She doesn't have enough mana to blink. She could go down here, but no, she is going to be able to get away Voodoo Jester just trying to get off a bad mojo. They're not managing it quite in time. I think Pharaoh is coming up in 5 seconds. Might get a lucky snipe off here. But yeah, this is what, like, they do have a better late game. Trollers do have a better late game. You know, they've got Puppet Master, they've got Soul Stealer, and they've got Hag, right? Hag is, you know, not a full-on carry, but she can semi-carry quite nicely. Here comes a snipe. Will it impact anything? I'm just watching it travel in. No, Hag has already healed up far too much. And in fact, missed traveling over the top of Myrmidon. So nice try, but in the end, no cigar. Pyromancer has picked up boots at the moment, just looking at Voodoo Jester. Voodoo Jester has got Striders, just looking at the supports on the Hellborn side. Crushing Claws and a Mark of the Novice for Behemoth. He has been doing a fair bit of the warding as well as just roaming around and supporting. Merlin, on the other hand, has boots and also got a shield. So it looks an Iron Buckler. Looks like he might be trying to get a Helm of the Black Legion or something. Maybe that's his Pipe Dream item. Pop Master's farming away. Just looking at GPMs at the moment. Ooh. Torturer sitting on 250-ish. Pharaoh, Flint Beastwood on 310, so he's doing all right. Unfortunately, not so good for Soul Steel, 253, and oh dear, Puppet Master, 178. Definitely not what you want your trial lane carry to be on. Definitely not a good sign. But this Hospital is what I think has seen Behemoth. Behemoth just doing a bit of stacking at the moment. No, they haven't seen him. He's just chilling there, just doing a bit of stacking. In fact, trying to stack both camps here. Will he manage it? Not quite. Doesn't quite manage to time that second stack there. Looks like Myrmidon is down bottom, trying to get this gang happening on Flint Beastwood. Flint, though, fairly wary, is playing quite defensively. He's worried that something is up. Yeah, very defensive. In fact, hiding all the way back down there. In fact, possibly calling for reinforcements now. We have Pyromancer porting bottom to help him out. And another port as well. I think that's Pharaoh coming bottom as well. Here we go. Pharaoh also porting bottom. They're getting ready for a counter game. Although it's too late. Myrmidon has already left, and they probably won't have enough firepower to drop Hag, as Pharaoh still doesn't have an ult yet. Oh, sorry, Pyromancer still doesn't have an ult, but in the mid lane! Nope, sorry, that's an illusion. They look all the same to me. Soul Steel's illusions are pretty much the same colour, dark and purplish. But Pharaoh and Pyromancer getting ready here, getting ready to slap some smackdown on Hag, although Dill doesn't have very much HP at the moment. He's only sitting on 800 HP. I'm fairly sure they can't quite see each other. That tree just blocking line of sight. Hag not aware that there's something watching her. Here we go. Here comes the kill. Hag blinking away though, managing to dodge it. Pharaoh, woofy, woo, misses that stun. Ultimate, unfortunately, not quite managing to connect. And Hag just getting ready to blink again. Just hiding away that she knows someone's after her, I think. No, maybe not. Voodoo Jester has got counter wards and wards on him. He also has picked up a level in Cursed Ground, interestingly enough. Hag, again, just blinking the hell out of there. And Pharaoh just scouting it up a bit more with some more Tormented Souls. And now Soul Stealer has been doing a bit of jungle. I think he's been cleaning up some stacks, actually. Decided that mid lane is too dangerous now that Pharaoh is on the prowl, as well as the other team just doing a lot of roaming. Although it looks like we're going to have a push here on the top lane. There is a free tower to push. Although at the same time, the Legion team are also pushing the bottom lane here. Going to get that tower quite easily. Hag has been spotted up. She needs to be careful there. Getting pushed away by the mummies. And now mass ports coming out to the top lane. 4 ports, face roll ports coming out. Behemoth is blocking off their escape there. Nice work from him. And 5th port coming top as well, so the entire Legion team responding. Definitely not too impressed by that attempt to push the tower, so managing to take that bottom tower and then responding to defend their top tower in turn. So nice work from them. But I'm going to throw it to Aussie. Aussie, anything you want to throw in on this match, dude?
I think this game that Forgonder have been known to play is easily cannibal. If you know that these guys are going to be going from one side of the map to the other, they get you carry in a free lane and just get him to farm up deep inside his own lane, and then play that late game like he should be doing, boys. That was an obvious example. They all went bottom, then they all went top. I mean, it's just a merry-go-round of the playing field, and you got to really adopt to what's going on. You got to have wards close enough, like the one to the west, sighting these teleports coming to the towers, so you know where they are. And you can adjust appropriately for your carry to be picking up, just like we've got Puppet and Bottom farming away a little bit here. But, the game's a bit twofold. The typical game, they've got away with 2 towers against none so far yet. And they really need to start getting their carry in those positions. Middle tower just gets rejected easily. They need to start getting them. They're all bunched up. They were all back in the middle. A minute ago, you had Puppet Master Bottom just farming away. No problem. There was no pressure there. you've got a ward up in the jungle a little bit, just keep doing your job. Instead, he's opted to cross the map all the way to the jungle and start going away. No, he's opted to go all the way to top to farm against a Flint Beastwood and what he would know to be voodoo from the water side. That's not good etiquette, in my opinion. But to each their own. As you can see, there's a bit of action in mid. B, he's popped the invisibility. They're going to go on Torturer. Soulstealer comes in with a port. There's going everywhere. Pharaoh gets his ulti off. He gets the charge, and they're able to counter that easily, like it was nothing.
It was a nice try from Trollers there, but unfortunately the Forgotten just held their ground. Torture just stood there, took it in, and they managed to just the counter stuns. They just had enough stuns. We saw Pharaoh stun in, then we had Pyromancer stun in, and then we had Torture, and just bought him enough time there. Just bought him enough time to stay alive and just do enough damage with his empowerment. So here we go, just pushing that mid lane. Going to take that mid tower quite easily. Pharaoh just covering that, just trying to get that. Yeah, there we go. He takes it down. But I was just going to mention something that I've forgotten now. There was a point I was going to make, and I can't honestly remember what it was, so I'm just going to throw it to Razor. You wanted to mention something about Behemoth.
Yeah, Behemoth's only level 5, and from watching that, probably a big reason they lost that. Behemoth did his Fisher stun. He enraged up, and that's all he could really do. If he had his ulti, he probably would have taken out Torturer and did a fair bit of damage to Pyromancer, considering they were both surrounded by their own creeps. So I really don't know why they would set up that sort of gank when really you just need Behemoth to hit level 6 first, and then you can start doing that. Like Behemoth Invis is really good if he has his ultimate, and when he does it well, after you've used your Fisher, you really don't do much for your team. Do you know what I mean?
I remember what I was going to say now. It was Soulstealer has opted to pick up a port key, and he's actually had that for a couple of minutes now. Yeah, I did forget about that, but you see Soulstealer now using it to blink over and bottle up that double damage rune. Now, I know that port key has fallen out of favour a bit on Soulstealer ever since the nerf to his cast time and his ultimate. In fact, Class from Endzone has said that he doesn't like it. He just prefers to have somebody else do the initiating and the setup and just have Soulstealer walk into the position and then pop his ult from there. But we'll see how that goes for Mr. Tom Bedford, see how he does with that. And somebody has a hand of money. Oh dear. Puppet Master has opted to pick up, I think it was maybe a 17-minute at best Alchemist Bones. And my god, that is quite late. That is quite late indeed. So, you do not want to get that really any later than, say, 9 minutes. As in fact, Roger Dodge from Endzone is now messaging me saying big grand finals. But now Hag backing up now. Just, yes, Roger, it is a best of 3s. I might just talk to him a little bit later. But however, Hag just backing up. She looks like she might be opting for a Nullstone. Has got the Sustainer up at the moment. Also picked up some Steam Boots. Just going to take a quick look at the GPMs again. Torturer is on 300 gold per minute, seeing as there's not much action happening. Torturer is on 300 gold per minute. Behemoth is sitting on... no, not Behemoth. What am I looking for? Flint Beastwood on 356 gold per minute, so he's doing all right as a carry. Soulstealer 291 was over the 300 mark. Unfortunately, that last gank that backfired kind of went bad for him. And Hag sitting on 253, so it looks like at the moment not going too great for the Hellborn team as far as their gold per minute is concerned. In fact, they are 5,400 gold down, and really that late Alchemist Bones and Puppet Master quite questionable indeed. But Haste Rune going top, Torture going top of the Haste Rune. He has also picked up a Tablet of Command. That's more of a support. I don't really see it on carries all that much. Then again, it is a decent item, provides some survivability. There we go, good stun, catching out the Behemoth. Nice blind stun, knew exactly where Behemoth was, knew he'd be trying to port, and nice stun from Indeed. Very, very good work from Barbecue there. Good map awareness. But I'm just going to throw over to Aussie again. Anything you want to throw in, dude, about this match?
I'm keeping an eye on Puppet. He's finally getting this farm in this solo lane. Now we've got Blue that's going to come in. He's going to go back. He didn't farm the lane as appropriately. The lane just generally pushed as he was farming it. There wasn't really hard denying going on. What's he going to do? Is he going to opt to go middle all the way back to Fountain? Or is he going to go to the jungle, which doesn't have any creeps at the moment, because Soulstealer's just brushed through. That's what I mean, this communication. It just doesn't seem to be there. He's going to walk all the way across the map to go to this top lane to get some farm by the looks of it as we go on. Bit of action at bottom while we're talking. We've got Myrmidon and Wretched Hag zoning in on Torturer. There's the stun, the slow. The Carp goes out. The Carp just misses. Pyro's backing up with the stun. He throws his ulti out. Ulti's off by Wretched Hag. Myrmidon, will he be able to get him killed? Yes, he's going to slowly get away. Just. 1 for 1, not too bad. I mean, you lost your Wretched for your Torturer. Okay.
Oh, snipes!
Pharaoh.
We were just saying.
So, Pharaoh, nice
Big
clean
slot
up
rocket
there. Yes, nice snipe rocket
Top
from...
tower's just got.
Yes. Just Papa Potty way to farm this mid lane. Now, Pharaoh has picked up a helmet of Black Legion and Mystic Vestments at the moment. So he's relatively tanky at the moment for 22 minutes in, so he's doing alright. So I think they're just making some... here we go. They've got a creep stack happening. I think Voodoo just wants someone to come and take it out for him so he can start stacking it. It looks like they might be sharing this with Pyromancer, in fact. Just trying to get her gold up. So yeah, we do have the supports sharing a creep stack, interestingly enough. Don't see that all that often. Helmet now. Behemoth still only level 5. Okay, there is roaming and then there is, this is ridiculously far behind. There's really needs to get his ult up. Just stop by, find a creep stack, but Soulsteel has been cleaning up the jungles for a bit, just stack some, stack the agents for him, get him to come along and wipe them out, help him wipe them out, and there you go, there's your level 6, but really, he's very, very badly underfarmed. Here we go, he is stacking, so this really probably should happen a little while ago, to be honest. Not having his ult is really crippling them during fights, like I believe Ozzy or Razor mentioned before. As we see here, the Legion team again sharing the Ancients, quite a lot of nuking going out here. They're just trying to clean this up quite quickly, just getting that experience, getting that money, just cleaning up those Dragon Masters there. In fact, a triple stack of Dragons. But like we said, the full Gauntlet, when they play push, they do group up quite a bit and stay together as much as possible. And it looks like Trollers have responded as they should. They've just they're just trying to defend a little bit, but they're trying to get that farm happening. Although, like Ozzy said, they're not farming that efficiently. Puppet Master and Soulsteel seem to be competing sometimes for the same farm, which is not the situation you want to get yourself into. But it looks like the Legion team are going to push this mid tower at the moment. They are getting ready for push. Pharaoh has his ult up, yes. Pyro's ult's 10 seconds away. Torturer is already to go. Just also already to go. It looks like they're going to maybe try and gank those. Hospitality has put down a little bit of an interesting ward there. I guess he's just looking for someone trying to farm as well. But this mid tower is being pushed. It's going to be a free tower. In fact, the Hellborn team not responding at all. So free tower to Forgondo. That's not a good sign at all. Soulsteel, in fact, too busy farming at the moment to really be of any use. They push bottom, and look, here come the defensive ports. Here they come. Great coordination from the Legion team for Forgondo. They have a whole set of defensive ports. Some players, in fact, Voodoo Jester goes top, while the rest of them go bottom, and Torturer just sits around and does nothing. But anyway, definitely great play. Pharaoh has also got a regeneration rune he's about to pop. As Slub calls out Geomancer's Bane on Flint Beastwood. Nice spot there. Flint has also picked up a Mighty Blade. He's either going for a Shrunken Head or a Frostful Skull, I would imagine. It looks like Hag is about to walk into Pharaoh here. Nope, they just walk past each other. Nobody cares. Of course, Pharaoh can't really stop Hag all that much. Hag decided she doesn't want to fight Pharaoh. There's too much heat in that jungle there, as we see Hag and Soulsteel fight for a bit of farm. I should mention, Soulsteel has also picked up a Shrunken Head in this time, which is maybe going to be kind of useful, although then again, there is also a fair bit of physical damage between Flint Beastwood, the Spirit Ward, and Torturer's Impalement, so got to watch out for that as well. But at the moment, I'm going to throw it a Razor again. Anything you want to add about this match so far?
It's really going to come down to whether what's it called, Forgondo can push in time. Not push in time, but continue the push in this pace. Puppet Master's trying to get his farm back up. He's currently sitting at 337 golf minutes. He's certainly picked that up. So is Soulsteel, sitting at 344. Whereas Forgondo's biggest golf minute is actually on it's on Flint Beastwood, who's sitting on 400 as they do start to stack some ancients, and they will all go and kill those now. So Flint doing some really good work, and he has got geos, and he is almost towards his Shrunken. I'm not sure if it was said before, but he is close to his Shrunken Head, which will be huge for this team. But I mean, yeah, Puppet Master. I mean, to be honest, I really wouldn't agree with the 17-minute minus. Yes, he was behind in farm, but to be honest, it's a bit of a waste of 1900 gold at the 17 or 18-minute mark. really, what I would have done is just gotten my early, or not early, but as early as possible Whispering Helm, and just tried to get that done. But really nice initiation here, getting for Soul Stealer.
I don't know.
Really nice ulti there. A really nice ulti there. I don't think the Poet Art Master ulti was necessary, but the SS coming out of on top of on Torture, and Puppet Master using that puppet show so he couldn't stun him or run away was really good. But
I think there was a problem with that. They had a lot of disable between them. I mean, they had Puppet Master, they had Merman on there ready to disable, and Soul Stealer, just jumps in. And not so much blowing his ult was fine. The problem was he popped his shrunken head. That wasn't necessary. They had a 3v1 advantage. They could have taken him out quite easily. And with the chain disables, covered Soul Stealer's ult. So it was really quite unnecessary. And of course, whenever you use that shrunken head, you reduce its effectiveness. So you don't want to blow it on, easy 3v1 ganks. That's just not a good idea. Because, when you're kind of behind like trolls, you want every advantage you can get. And, dropping your shrunken head like that is really not such a great idea, in my opinion. So I think that was possibly, maybe he just mashed the buttons in a bit of a panic, but definitely a little bit of a misplay, I think. Just should be careful of that in the future, definitely, because there is a big difference between having a 10-second shrunken head up and, having, you're only a 6 or your 5-second shrunken head up. So definitely you want to keep that magic immunity for as long as possible.
I think there was a bigger picture to that. I think that was, for the first time, to call out a terrible play by Forgondo, the captain. You know that the opposition's not the bottom lane, they're not the middle lane. The only area they can be is the jungle. And the guy went up so far into the lane as to try and take as many creeps as he could, while none of his team were even inbound. You can't expect not to get picked off in that situation. But, they've all started to roll up top. We're going to get another tower push. Will the Hellborn opt to give them another free tower? Who will know? I am assuming yes at this stage, because there is nothing going on in their camps. That's actually, no, they're opting to push bottom tower, the 3rd tier, so they're going to trade a tower for a tower, but a 2nd tier tower...
I don't think so, they're going to port again.
It just isn't the same.
Oh, they're not actually, because they don't have ports up. In fact, they're just going to push again, so they're just going to go for this base at the moment. So if these guys don't have ports on them, 2 ports going back, 3 ports going back, 4. Okay, so they are going to get back in time to defend, although that tower is going to take a little bit of damage. Whether or not Forgondo are going to choose to stay and fight, Fisher coming out from Behemoth. He does have his ult last. Good ult from Hag, catching 3 opponents. Magic Up not managing to stun Pharaoh, catching the weed field though. And Torture just coming here with ult. Behemoth ulting, that looked painful. And Hag has got a nullstone catch coming out from Pyromancer. Torture getting taken out here. And now Flint Beastwood in a bit of trouble. Pharaoh and Behemoth also getting taken down, but Flint Beastwood going to go down. Nice defense here from Troller's going to troll, and a Unicorn Stampede goes out to Tom Bedford, so that's going to skyrocket his GPM. He is indeed up to 430 gold per minute, so he's looking quite nasty now. And Hag, I'm barely sure it was Pyromancer who blew her ult on Hag, I think. Somebody triggered her nullstone, and I did hear the catch noise go out there. So I'm thinking that was definitely a little bit of an unexpected mistake on Pyromancer's behalf, but at the same moment, they are taking advantage of this. Trolls are making good uses, and they're pushing this mid tower, although I'm not sure if they managed to get it down in time, because Pyromancer and Voodoo Jester are back up. Hag's going to get as much damage on this tower as she can. She is level 16, so against level 9 Pyro and Voodoo Jester, she probably could take them, although she's opting to possibly just back off. She decided it's not worth the fight, and it's going to... No, maybe she is. She's not dead sure here, just going to get as much damage on this tower as she possibly can, I guess. And I can see on the map there is a bit of stacking going on. But definitely a good port back from the Hellborn team. And I think those shrunken heads the shrunken head on Tom Bedford was definitely quite helpful in that fight. But was there anything you think that really swayed that fight in their favour, Aussie?
I just think the fact that the intensity from Forgondo between the 20 to 30 minute mark really went to nothing. They decided to start stacking their ancients, taking it as a team rather than spreading out evenly and keep what they were doing earlier, and that's just pushing towers, and they've waited too late. Their advantage of being up so many towers is just now down to 2, and the fact that the carrier, Soulstar in this case, was ended up getting on the kills there just really shifted the movement of this game. I mean, the team fight wasn't really won just on that basis, it was won in the last 10 minutes because of what the 2 teams were opting to do in that time.
I think also possibly because Behemoth A got a decent ult, and B managed to get Fisher out of Ferris, really managed to catch him out early and stop Pharaoh from getting a good initiation, because of course that's what we saw Forgondo do last game. Their initiation was top notch, and it really split Troll is going to troll up and really stop them from being able to coordinate effectively as a team. But it looks like they're not going to up the pressure here. They are deciding to push this bottom lane as a team. I should also mention Puppet Master has picked up his Shroud, but you want to say something there, Aussie?
You got to note that the Legion only have one actually Ward of Sight up, and that's for the Ancients, whereas Trollers have opted toward just from left to right, so they can continue their farm in the jungle freely without having the Four Gondor on their back, continue going in and out as they please. Might have a bit of a matchup at the bottom here lane, bit of a stakeout, Indian cowboy style. What's going on, little Trump call, play-by-play, baby, let's do it.
Yeah, Fissure going out on Barbecue. Barbecue having a backup here. It looks like Pharaoh hasn't really managed to line up anything, although Puppet Master is missing, so I think these guys, I think the Hellborn are going to be fairly reluctant to get stuck in on anything, as Pharaoh takes advantage, he's leaping in on top of Behemoth. Behemoth gets his ult off, so here's some pod keys coming out. It was indeed Soulstealer jumping in here, uses his jump in his Bane, I believe it was an illusion rune. I see the ultimate from Pyro hitting Merman on there, and now Torture in a fair bit of trouble, going to go down here, gets taken down, as well as looks like Puppet Master chewing away at Pharaoh's HP there, and Pharaoh gets taken out. So this is bad news for the Legion team, as I heard Hag's ult go out on possibly nothing there. But this is bad news for the Legion team. They are 20,000 experience down now. They did lose 5 players in an initial fight and lost 4 players in this fight, so they've lost 9 kills in a row there. And they are also 6,500 gold behind, so this definitely is going sliding away. Sliding out of Gondor's hand, Slug calls out, Hag managed to get an ult off on Flint. I'm guessing he managed to port away in time then before getting taken out. Hag opting to just try and push his mid lane again a bit more. She has picked up another Blessed Orb, so I'm not possibly going for a Hex. That would be my guess. Maybe she's going to try and build Frost. Not dead sure yet. Flint, though, just trying to harass Hag a little bit, while looks like it was a Geometer's Bane on Soulstealer. He has picked up a Geometer's Bane to go with his Shrunk Head, so he's going to push that down with help from Puppet Master and Myrmidon there. Myrmidon has also managed to finish a Bracer and some Steam Boots, just trying to tank up as much as he possibly can. I think that was possibly a mistake on Pharaoh's behalf, opting to go on Behemoth. Really, he hasn't got his port key yet, so you don't really need to isolate him all that much, and really just jumping in there didn't do a whole lot for his team there. Whereas, most of the damage, because Behemoth is only, it was only like level 7 at the time. He managed to pick up a couple of levels from that though. But Behemoth really isn't, a huge damage dealer at the moment. Really, a lot of the damage is coming from Hag and Soulstealer, so they've got to watch out for them. I think those are the heroes that they need to try and pick off first. Pharaoh ulting in on top of an illusion there. I think he thought he had something special there. Unfortunately, not working out for him. But just looking at the gold per minute, Tom Bedford, the Soulstealer, is up to 463 gold per minute, so he's looking quite dangerous. Flint Beastwood has dropped down to 390 just by a little bit, while Torture is back under the 300 mark at 280 gold per minute, so he's not looking too good for him. He has finished his Shrunken Head, though. Didn't do a whole lot for him in the last fight, though. He doesn't really have enough armor. Soulstealer, of course, chewing away at his armor when he's up close, and of course taking a ton of damage for his auto attacks. And how much is Soulstealer is hitting for 230 damage at the moment, which is quite painful when you're getting like -5. How much is it? It is a -5 armor. That aura, so of course he is down to like 2 armor or something, so it's quite painful for him to deal with. But I'm gonna actually the port keys. Pyromancer has also picked up a port key just to add a bit of mobility to their lineup. Although I don't think it's really doing a whole lot for it. I think honestly at this point, Pyromancer, there were better options. I think there were better options to be picked up. And they're kind of, just paying the price a little bit at this point in time. But really, I think they haven't, like Ozzy said before, they haven't managed to push hard enough that they need to. And really, Hellborn, they have a better end game in their hands between Hag, Puppet Master, and Soulstealer. So just as this game goes on, it is going to slide further and further away from Full Gondor's hand. Flint Beastwood has also managed to pick up a Shrunk Head, but didn't do a whole lot for him in that fight either. As we get a shout out from Dillip to Martin, the blackest Asian alive. I'm going to throw over to Razor here, my co-caster from Netgame Radio. Razor, you got anything you think's been pivotal in this match so far?
To be honest, the biggest fight was definitely that top fight when they were pushing the top racks, which was Legion. And the pivotal thing probably would have been that Wretched Hag ult. That Behemoth stunned 3 people in like a line, and the Wretched Hag got a really good ultimate off hitting 3 or 4 people at the time. And then Soulstealer just cleaned up, and I can't remember if that was a genocide. I think it was because they got a. I think it's
Yeah, it was genocide.
SS got a unicorn. Yeah, he got a unicorn stampede, and at that moment, that's when they took off. And once SS or Puppet Master take control of the game, it's really hard to try and. It's really hard to take it back, especially when you got a level 10 Pyromancer and Voodoo Jester. As I say that though, Behemoth has picked up his. No, that wasn't. It wasn't Behemoth. Sorry, it was Pyromancer. Pyromancer's portal key, destroying it, but not Richard Hag. SS trying to jump in with the Soul Steal, doesn't manage to do anything, and one hand from Puppet Master, sorry, taking out Voodoo Jester now. Sniper getting strung up now, getting taken out. Torture and Richard Hag actually fighting now, but Puppet Master, Soul Stealer jumping back and helping him out there. So 3 kills from Fulgorn getting taken out.
See, I think this is the same problem.
Behemoth dropping. So, I mean, really, I think it's GG well played. Fulgorn really didn't push when they needed to. And as you see then, they do concede, so we are going to a game 3. And, I mean, what would you take on that last play? It looks like, there's not much discussed now that Fulgorn will have lost, sorry, but what would you say?
Well, it was the exact same play as last time. The Foregone, they committed on Behemoth and then paid the price for it. They, committed on Behemoth and then the Hellborn just counter-initiated on them and tore them apart. So, Behemoth isn't the damage dealer. They need to go for Hag and Soulsteel. They're the ones doing most of the damage, and unfortunately, they're not doing it. And by committing on Behemoth, they pull themselves out of position and then get pounded for it. But yeah, anyway, so this has been NetGame Radio casting the second match in the Cybergame Open Grand Final versus Fulgondo and Troll. It's going to Troll. It is a tied up at 1-1 at the moment. We will be back shortly with Game 3.